We're talking about the collaborative supply chain within organisations with Alex Bennett, who leads the Microsoft practice at Dimension Data. Good morning, Alex. Alex, organisations have a wealth of collaboration and unified communication tools available to them currently, but are they over-focused on internal processes and they're not using the power of these tools to impact the way the business operates and its bottom line?
I think the simple answer to that is yes. I mean, we've actually just completed a report with Microsoft, one of our major partners globally, where we've looked at UC&C technologies. One of the questions we asked was, how are you utilising this? And 65% of those respondents came back and said it's only internal communication. For us, I think we see that as a true issue. If you're going to actually invest in a unified communications and collaboration platform, you want to receive return from that. And that's around efficiencies and productivity, not just internally, but actually out through your supply chain as well, through to partners and also consumers.
So Alex, what you just said there, it sounds like there are companies out there who would benefit from seeking out the opportunities within unified communications that would affect positively the way they do business.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, one of the major things we're seeing is for it to really have a successful impact, you need to have a clear strategic direction from your executive team. One of the things we always try and do is to go in and speak to that executive team and also the business leaders from each of their business units. Ultimately, it will be their users who require solutions in different ways. Now, communications is no longer a vanilla platform where you just pick up a telephone and you speak to someone. With the millennials coming into this environment now, people are wanting to collaborate more, use content and have application integration into that platform for their business use. So having a clear direction around what is the profitability outcome that the executives would like from the platform. How is that going to integrate into not just internal business units, but for them to start working with their supply chain, with the manufacturers, with the R&D department, with project managers. Many global organisations now are contracting out and externally bringing in expertise. And how do you manage that and keep to tight timeframes when it's around the world? So what we're seeing being very successful is a clear direction from a single executive, buy-in from the rest of the team, and buy-in from the BU or the business unit leaders.
It's early in 2015, there's rumours of growth in the economy. Is unified communications and collaboration being used effectively? And in cases where it's not, what are the pain points to the implementation and how do we get over those?
Again, we don't feel that UC&C is currently being used to its full extent. In fact, from the report that we had with Microsoft, we saw that only 17% of the respondents actually felt that they were utilising the tools to their full extent and were providing the return that they thought they would have received from the acquisition of that solution. It's also interesting in today's sort of environment where it's so easy to actually procure applications. And we're seeing a move from what was traditionally a centralised decision through the CIO out to the department heads. If they don't have a platform or a solution that provides benefit to them and the return for their business unit, they have an actual budget to go out and procure it themselves. This goes back to that issue of silos, because you don't even have internal communication then, never mind out through the supply chain. So that's one area that needs to be reviewed. I think it's imperative that the strategic initiative is provided by the executive down through all business unit leaders, so everyone is aware of the solution that's going to be implemented and the benefit that will derive, and also how that can integrate to the applications they use for their business unit. Once you have that strategic initiative in place, you then have to look at how does this actually work from a technical standpoint, and that's where the interoperability comes in. So the easiest thing is for all solutions to be open. To have open protocols, it all works together seamlessly. That's great, that's utopia. In reality, that doesn't always happen. Now, your supply chain might not all be on the latest platform using Link or even Skype for Business in the future. So how do you get those organisations to integrate with you? And that's where companies such as Dimension Data can come in a consultative fashion, understand what is required and start to try and glue those offerings together. It's something that we've done for many years and it's something you need to do globally as well.
Drilling down into those specifics about the challenges of expanding unified communications to cover the supply chain, What are the steps organisations need to take then to deliver that reality that you just sort of alluded to there?
First, going back to that decision, it has to come from the executive team, because it's no longer about just driving efficiency and reduction in cost. It's about how can we become more profitable using some of these solutions. So in different industry sectors, we're actually seeing now UC&C being wanting to integrate to consumers. So again, working with Microsoft, it's been interesting to see their rebranding of their Link platform into Skype for Business. And one of the main reasons for that is they want to bring that sort of social environment, the ease of use of what you use at home into the business place. They can also then integrate 300 million users into the enterprise. That's really what we want to see for the supply chain as well. So a clear strategic direction on what is the return, the profitability return of that offering, and how each business unit is required to use it. That often means actually having a consultative day with those business units. What do they really need out of the offering? Sit down and work with their users, understand how that technology will benefit them, and is it at home, is it on the street, is it mobile, and understand how they're going to actually adopt that solution. So for us, it's a consultative engagement. It's in the technology and understanding it. It's even a review of the environment they work in. Workspaces for tomorrow and activity-based working is a huge area of growth at the moment across unified communications. And once you do that, it's actually to keep on working with the client, understand what the adoption is of the offering. Is it actually providing the return that they expected from that strategic initiative? If it is, great, what else can you do? How do you improve on that? How do you add more applications into the platform to benefit those business units? If it's not, we need to go back in and evaluate it, understand it, and start again. So it's a cyclical process.
Alex, thank you for your thoughts and insights, some really interesting points you raised there. Thank you for watching. This has been an IDG video in association with Dimension Data and Microsoft.